Hi everyone. So it's Anime Reviewer Girl, and I'm actually bringing to you guys today on this fabulous Wednesday another anime review, and this time it's going to be on an anime that I had been meaning to watch a while back, but I had actually ended up not watching it. And when I wanted to watch it, I wasn't able to find it on any of the other websites that I actually watch anime on. If you're seeing a glare, that's from my television set. I apologize. Anyway, the anime that I'm going to be reviewing is going to be Tokyo Magnitude 8.0, and I actually watched it over this weekend. It's only 11 episodes, so it's fairly short, and to be completely honest with you, I finished it in one day in like a matter of a few hours, and it had me going from beginning to end. So pretty much the synopsis of the show, pretty much which I'm reading from myanimelist.net, is the story centers on Mirai, a middle school freshman girl who goes to Tokyo's artificial Odaiba Island for a robot expedition with her brother Yuki at the start of summer vacation. A powerful tremor emanates from an ocean trench. The famed Tokyo Tower and Rainbow Bridge crumble and fall, and the landscape of Tokyo changes in an instant. With the help of a motorcycle delivery woman named Mari, who they meet in Odaiba, Mirai and Yuki strive to head back to their Setagaya home in western Tokyo. So pretty much the two kids, Mirai and Yuki, brother and sister. Mirai is in her freshman year of middle school. Yuki is about a third grader, so he's about 8 years old. They're gone on summer vacation. They decide to go to a robot expedition, which Mirai doesn't really want to go to, but goes to anyway with her brother. And when the earthquake hits, they meet Mari, who's a delivery woman, and she's also trying to make her way back home as well. And they live fairly close to each other, so they travel together. And it's kind of pretty much about from start to finish. It starts with kind of Mirai and kind of where she is kind of in her start of the life. Mirai at first, I honestly didn't like at first as a main character until I put myself in her shoes and how I was at that age. So at that age, she wasn't really enjoying school. She didn't get the best of grades. She couldn't stand her parents, and she couldn't stand her little brother. And she was one of those kids where we were all in that age where we were just unhappy with everything and didn't care, and we just wanted to be left alone. And just her friends were the center of her world, pretty much. Pretty much her mom works a lot as well as her dad. Both of them aren't really home a lot. So when she's asked to go with her brother to a robot expedition, her mom basically makes her go, and she doesn't want to go. But pretty much it's kind of cool to see her as a character herself change from the beginning, where she goes from that sullen teenager to basically becoming grateful and appreciative to the things that she has due to the circumstances that happen along the way. Her little brother honestly was a lovable character from beginning to end. He was always just really, really happy. And he really did look out for his sister a lot, even though she was older. It kind of like he looked out for her as far as feelings wise, but it did get to a certain extent where there was kind of a heated argument between the two of them, but it was squashed fairly quickly. For those of you who have seen the series or have not seen the series, I'm not going to say any spoilers, but it is a fairly sad show. Towards the end, it does get kind of sad. And I'm not going to lie, I cried like a baby watching this show at the end. Yes, I'm not going to lie, I was reduced to that sniveling little kid that we've all known to become. And this show definitely was a tearjerker towards the end. So definitely look out for that. So definitely have your tissues handy. It still made me cry, even though I'm the type of person where I will look ahead in a show. Not look ahead like skim, but like on Hulu where you can read the synopsis, and the synopsis a lot of times have spoilers. And I would read the synopsis, so I kind of knew what was going to happen with a particular character, but just getting to that point still made me cry. Just because the premise behind it is what made me cry, mostly. It's mostly dealing with her brother Yuki, and it shows just how much promises meant to the two of them as brother and sister between Mirai and with Yuki. And it also shows just how much Yuki definitely looked out for his sister. And a lot of times it makes you deal with grief and how someone can handle grief, because everybody handles grief in completely different ways. But it was kind of cool to see that between the two characters and see how Mirai handles things and see how Yuki handles things as well, especially since they are two younger kids just trying to get home to their parents. Um, the next thing also is with Mari. Mari was actually a really cool character from beginning to end. At first, she actually showed up in the beginning scenes, but you just didn't know who she was. But then after the earthquake hit, and she was kind of helping Mirai to find Yuki in the beginning, um, that was when you kind of got to know her more as a character. And you got to know more of her backstory as well. Her backstory is kind of sad as well. It didn't make me cry, but it was fairly sad. But she as well is also on her way home trying to look for her 4-year-old daughter as well as her mother to make sure that they are safe in their hometown. At one point it does give you kind of a twist turn. I'm not gonna lie with her. It's a better ending with her, but it's definitely, for a minute it had me going and I was just like, oh my God, don't do it. But it was actually a really, really good show. Um, Character development, like I said, was really awesome. Between Mirai, definitely had the biggest character development throughout the show because she started off very cold hearted, and then towards the end of it, she became very appreciative and grateful of everything that she had, and it was kind of cool to see her change from how her relationship was with her parents. She went from that teenager, like I said before, where she just hated everything and didn't care about her parents and just wanted them to leave her alone. She loved them, but they irked her so much. But then later on, she became that, someone who really loved her parents and depended on them a lot. So character development was definitely an A+ for me. Um, the storyline, the plot of it, I really liked. Now, as someone who lives in California, hey, um, earthquakes happen here a lot. So watching a show that dealt primarily about an earthquake, for me, at the beginning when the show first came out, I didn't want to watch it because of that reason. Because I just wasn't ready to deal with anything having to do with the earthquake. Not that I've been through a few earthquakes. Most of them have been pretty small, but they've still been enough to actually, get my heart racing since they always talk about in California the next big one. So watching something based off of a big earthquake for me was just like me dealing with all those emotions and what if this was to actually happen to me, how would I deal with this kind of a situation? But honestly, it even though it had that kind of a plot, it was still a very, very good plot. And considering with what Japan itself went through when it went through a bigger earthquake as well as going through the tsunami as well, it really helped with showing kind of that as well. Um, Writing in the show was beautiful. Loved it. Loved there wasn't really a lot of humor in it, but it was still a very good show. Loved the ending song. I loved in this show. I still need to find it so I can actually put it on my iTunes, but I really liked it. It was very catchy, and it wasn't like sad and it wasn't like super happy. It reminded me of just like a regular pop song, but I just really liked it so much. But overall, I have to give this show probably about a 9 out of 10. I loved it so much. So definitely watch this show if you haven't seen it already. And if you have seen it, comment down below. Let me know what you think of it. I also want to extend my thanks to you guys as well for the fact that I didn't put out a video on this past Saturday and I didn't have a blog post on Friday. I had caught a cold that was going around at my job and I was fairly sick last week. So thank you guys for understanding that. Also, excuse me, I actually did a collab with Legendary Agwang. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your account wrong. I apologize. But I did a collab with him doing a top 10 of my own personal recommended anime. I'll put the link for that video below. So definitely check it out. And if you see my new banner on my page, he's the one that actually designed it for me and some of the new things for my channel as well. So thank you so much to him for doing that so much. But definitely check out that video as well. It was actually really cool to do. It took me a long time to find 10 videos to get 10 animes that I actually liked or that I really, really liked because I've liked way too many. But yeah, once again, I'm going to put all my links to my social media accounts down below. I'm also going to put down the link to that video as well. So definitely check those out. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. And I'll have another video out for you guys on Saturday. So thanks. Bye. Love you guys. Bye.